Hello, I am looking for a specialist, a person who deals with anger problems and self-control. The situation is really very urgent. I am a 23-year-old girl. I can't control myself. I fall into nervous crises almost constantly. Anything can throw me off balance, which is not normal. It bothers me a lot. Unfortunately, it has also affected my relationship. I am on the verge of a breakup. I feel devastated. Unfortunately, I realized it very late. But I really want this to change with all my heart, because I myself can't do it like this anymore. This is very harmful to me and everyone around me. I also have terrible self-esteem, or rather, I don't have any. I always compare myself to others. I think they are better than me. I feel desperate. I want it to change, and I am really looking for someone who can make the process easier for me and show me the right steps. I need support more than ever.
Okay, so what you just heard, that's so much more than just a post online. It's an incredibly brave and raw cry for help that, honestly, I think a lot of people can relate to on some level. Reaching out like this is a huge, huge first step. So let's walk through this experience together to really understand what's going on and, most importantly, to light up the path forward.
You know, this feeling of being out of control is right at the heart of the struggle. It's that terrifying sensation that your own emotions are just happening to you, not coming from you. And that phrase, anything can throw me off balance, wow, that just perfectly captures what it's like when your nervous system is completely overwhelmed and just running on empty. And right here, this is the engine that's driving so much of this. See, low self-worth isn't just a side effect, it's often the very fuel for the fire. When your own inner foundation is built on just constantly comparing yourself to others and coming up short, your sense of safety in the world becomes so fragile. It makes those big emotional reactions way more likely to happen. And this is where it all leads. This is the crushing weight of it all. Devastation, desperation. It's such a profound state of pain where it feels like there is absolutely no way out. And it's so important to just pause for a second and acknowledge how real and how heavy that feeling is. It is completely exhausting. But here's the thing. As real as that pain is, it doesn't get to tell the whole story. So the most important step right now is to start to reframe this whole experience, starting with a message that anyone in this position really truly needs to hear. Please let that sink in for a minute. This isn't about some fundamental flaw in who you are as a person. Not at all. This is about being a human being who has been pushed way past their capacity without having the right tools to deal with it all. Being overwhelmed is a state you're in, not a trait you have. It's temporary, and it is absolutely something you can change. And let's be really clear about these three things. These are not signs of weakness. From a psychological standpoint, they are powerful, powerful indicators of your own strength and your capacity to heal. Recognizing the problem, that's self-awareness. Feeling remorse, that's empathy. And seeking help, that is an act of incredible courage. This right here is the foundation for every positive change that's about to come. So, why does it feel so impossible to get out of? Like you're stuck on a hamster wheel that just keeps spinning. Well, it's often because you're caught in a really powerful psychological loop. And understanding this pattern, that's the key to finally breaking it. We call this a self-perpetuating cycle. Basically, the emotions build up, and that low self-esteem makes you feel threatened by everything. Then you react, and that reaction becomes proof for your inner critic that you're bad, which just drives your self-esteem even lower. And boom, the cycle is ready to start all over again. Let's walk through it. First, there's accumulation, where all these emotions are just piling up under the surface with nowhere to go. This puts your whole nervous system on constant red alert, so even tiny things feel like huge threats. That leads to stage 3. The reaction, an explosion that happens so fast your rational brain can't even catch up. And finally, you land in stage 4, guilt and shame, which just feeds right back into that low self-esteem and gets the whole process ready to go again. Okay, so understanding the cycle is a huge step, but stepping out of it, that takes action. And the really good news is that there are concrete things you can do starting today to begin to get a sense of control back, even when you feel a crisis brewing. When your nervous system is screaming danger, you can't just talk it down. You have to signal safety to it physically. And this technique isn't just a cliche, it's straight up biology. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, it activates the part of your nervous system that acts like a brake. A hand on your chest gives you that grounding physical feedback. This is a direct biological way to turn down the alarm. Now, this cycle, it doesn't just affect you, right? It can cause real damage in our relationships.
When things have settled, repair is totally possible, but it has to start with accountability. What follows is a tool for exactly that, a way to own your behavior without making excuses. Pay attention to what this script doesn't do. It doesn't say, I'm sorry, but. It doesn't ask for forgiveness. It just states the facts. I see my impact, I'm taking action to change, and I respect your feelings. This is how you start to rebuild trust, by showing you are trustworthy. So all those immediate tools, think of them as emotional first aid. They're there to stop the bleeding. But the real long-term healing, that's all about building something totally new. It's about creating an internal foundation of self-worth, so this vicious cycle can't even find a place to take root. You know, self-esteem isn't a prize you win, it's a skill you build. And it's all about the practice of changing that voice inside your head. Right now, that voice might be cruel, critical, always comparing. But that's a learned voice. The work then is to consciously cultivate a new one, a voice that's understanding, self-compassionate, and accepting. It's a slow process for sure, but it is absolutely life-changing. And you really don't have to do this alone. In fact, seeking help from a therapist or a psychologist isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of being strategic. It is the fastest, most effective way to get the right tools, personalized support, and a guide who can help you navigate this whole process and really speed up your healing. So let's end with something you can do right now. That whole journey of building a new inner voice, it starts with just a single sentence. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be a little bit kinder than what you said to yourself yesterday. So what is one compassionate thing you can say to yourself right now, today?